Embroidery is a fantastic decorating technology. Most embroiderers would admit that the best complement to embroidery is a heat press. In this video, I'm going to tell you the top 3 reasons why and the opportunities for having a heat press right beside your embroidery machine. Number 1, the ability to offer an alternate decorating technology. Are you outsourcing screen printing or considering screen printing in-house? Well, there's a better way. It's called screen printed transfers. It's where screen printing ink actually comes on a piece of paper or sheet just like this. All of the colors on a single layer without the mess. With a heat press, you can apply screen printed transfers fast and easy. Let's show you how. Step number 1 is to trim apart your transfer. Yes, you can order one transfer to take the whole sheet, but the benefit of screen printed transfers is I can gang up many different images on the sheet. As long as they're in the same screen printing ink colors, it won't cost me any more money. In this case, I'm going to show you a 2-color design on the front of this long sleeve t-shirt. With our transfer selected, I'll go ahead and load my shirt onto the press. Load the shirt and make sure you get a flat printing area. Then I'll conduct a preheat. This just takes a few seconds and helps to remove the moisture and wrinkles from the shirt to prepare it for application. Now watch how easy it is to screen print with a heat press. Position my design. It has a nice grid backing paper to make alignment easy. Make sure I know where the transfer is in reference to that paper. Move my heat press into the position and lock it down. 360 degrees, a medium to firm pressure for only 4 to 6 seconds, and I'm heat applying this goof-proof screen printed transfer fast, peeling it hot, and it's nice and easy. I have a completed garment that looks and feels just like screen printing, with very small space taken up with the heat press. The second reason every embroiderer needs a heat press is to increase their embroidery machine's capacity. Let me explain how this works. It's with a product called applique. So with applique, now instead of using a fill stitch in a design that may be of a certain color, increasing our stitch count, we can substitute that fill stitch for a product called tackle twill. Tackle twill can be purchased with a heat-applied backing to make sure it makes a good bond with the fabric after it's produced. But before we get to that, let's talk about the potential time savings and capacity increase you can expect to see. To illustrate this, we'll go in to an actual apparel decorator that we did a shop makeover with. In this particular case, they had a job for 200 polos, and the logo required 22,000 stitches. Each polo could sew out on their single head machine in 25 minutes. So 25 minutes times 200 polos meant 83 hours of actual production time right there on the machine. Now, of course, you can decrease this production time by adding more heads of embroidery, but that requires money. In this case, there was an easier way. Substitute applique for the fill stitch, and we have reduced that job to 10,815 stitches. More than cutting in half the time to produce it. So let's just estimate 12.5 minutes to sew that across 200 polos. That equals 41.5 hours of production time. Now that's a huge savings and may allow you to say yes to more jobs and also be able to create different looks quicker. The key here is because we are doing the applique look, we wouldn't want to put it out the door just like that, as the twill may pucker as it's laundered. The twill, the applique, gets finished with the heat press. Not only does it make sure there's a good bond between the tackle twill and the garment that's being decorated, but it also relaxes the threads in the sewing, creating a high quality premium result. The third reason every embroiderer needs a heat press is to expand the looks that they can create. Now we've talked about the ability to order transfers. You can order those in tons of special effects, from glow in the dark to puff to glitter to expand the looks you can create. But I actually want to show you how to expand the looks with applique directly on your embroidery machine. And I love this application. It's called Rip Away Applique. What Rip Away Applique allows me to do is use popular heat transfer films that are out there, such as Glitter Flake. and substitute that glitter flake inside of my applique design instead of using a flat tackle twill like we saw in the last example. Now the process for this is very easy. You're going to start at the embroidery machine and you're going to sew a placement stitch. After sewing the placement stitch, you'll select your color of glitter flake or choose from a variety of heat transfer vinyls that are compatible with this process, hit it with a little bit of spray tack, and position it into place, making sure you cover the entire placement stitch area. Now, we want to be able to sew that out with a satin stitch. The satin stitch is not only giving us that look, that embroidered look that our clients love, but it's perforating the heat transfer vinyl, the glitter flake, as it's sewn. So after the design has completely been sewn with the satin stitch, we're able to grab the edge of the glitter material and rip it away, tearing it or weeding it away from the design just to leave the components that we want. Now something to keep in mind here is if the outside of it can be ripped away, so can the inside of the design. And so the heat press is critical for finishing off this process. We take our high-end completed garment, load it onto the press. I recommend using a heat press pillow inside to make sure we get good pressure and complete the application according to the glitter flake settings. The finished result is a wow that allows you to expand into different looks, attract different clients, or just make more revenue per item with the current clients that you're doing business with. I think this is something we can all get behind. So let's quickly look back at the top 3 reasons that every embroiderer needs a heat press. 1, to be able to offer screen printed finishes, all in-house, right alongside your embroidery machine. Number 2, to be able to reduce the time it takes to complete some work on the machine using applique, increasing your capacity, and finishing it for durability and that premium look. And then thirdly, being able to offer unique effects and finishes to generate more revenue per item and go out and attract new markets. So these are the 3 reasons I came up with. I'm curious, if you're doing embroidery and you've already added a heat press to the business, what benefits are you experiencing? Please like this video, but more important to that, leave in the comments how you found a benefit of adding heat transfer to your embroidery business. Thanks for watching.